All right, let's get right into it. We are going to tackle one of the most critical decisions you can make when designing a solar system, the voltage. And we're going to see why this one choice, well, it can be the difference between a system that runs like a dream and one that's literally just burning up its own power.
See, this is the thing that trips a lot of people up. When we think about solar, our minds jump straight to those big, shiny panels up on the roof. We get obsessed with how much power they can crank out. But honestly, that's only half the battle.
Because the real game, the thing the pros, the top-tier installers are obsessed with, it isn't just about making power. It's about something else entirely, something that happens after the power is made, but before you ever get to use it.
That's it, right there. Loss. The real enemy of any solar setup is wasted energy. Power that just vanishes into thin air, mostly as heat, cooking your components and costing you money. And here's the crazy part. You have almost total control over it.
It all boils down to this one decision, whether you set your system up at 12 volts, 24 volts, or 48 volts. That choice is what decides how much of that awesome solar energy actually gets to your lights and appliances and how much of it gets lost fighting a battle inside its own wires.
So how does this actually work? Well, it all comes back to a super basic law of electricity. The math is simple, but as you're about to see, the consequences are absolutely massive. Okay, here it is. Power equals voltage times current. I want you to think of it like a seesaw. If you need a fixed amount of power on one side and you raise the voltage on the other, the current has to go down to keep things balanced. They work against each other. Now, let's put that into a real-world scenario. Let's say you want to run a 1200-watt load. Think of a microwave or a coffee maker. In a 12-volt system, you need a whopping 100 amps of current to make that happen. But look, jump up to a 48-volt system and you only need 25 amps. It's the same power getting to your microwave, but with 4 times less current rushing through the wires. So why is that such a big deal?
It's a huge deal because of one thing: heat. This right here is the part that so many people miss, but it is the most critical factor for both efficiency and, more importantly, safety. Less current isn't just some abstract number. It's what keeps your system safe and sound.
You have to remember, every single piece of your system, every wire, every connection, every fuse, has a tiny bit of natural resistance. And when you push electrical current through that resistance, it creates heat. It's just a law of physics, you can't avoid it. But the amount of heat it creates, that's where the secret is.
And boom, here it is. This is where it gets really interesting. The formula for how much power you lose as heat isn't just about the current, it's about the current squared. That tiny little 2 up there changes absolutely everything. It means the relationship isn't a straight line. It's an aggressive upward curve. This is the key. You have to get this in your head. Doubling the current doesn't just double your heat loss. No way! It quadruples it. If you triple the current, you get 9 times the heat. The losses don't just add up, they multiply like crazy.
Okay, let's go back to our microwave example and see what this squared thing really does. At 12 volts, we had 100 amps, so our heat loss factor is 100 squared, which is 10,000. Now look at our 48-volt system. It only needed 25 amps. 25 squared is just 625. I mean, look at those numbers. It's not just a little smaller, it is dramatically smaller. Just how much smaller? 16 times. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. This isn't some tiny little improvement we're talking about. This is a complete game changer in how your system operates. So here's the bottom line. For the exact same job, running that same 1200-watt appliance, the 12-volt system is generating 16 times more waste heat in its wires than the 48-volt system. That energy isn't making your coffee. It's just making your wires hot. And that heat has to go somewhere, right? It builds up in your cables, your fuses, your connections, and over time, that's what can lead to melted insulation, connections that work themselves loose, and, you guessed it, very real fire risks. This is the hidden danger of high-current systems that people don't talk about enough.
And this whole heat problem is exactly why 48 volts has become the gold standard for any serious home solar project. It's the direct answer to these core problems of heat, waste, and danger.
Let's just put them side by side. On one hand, 12-volt systems, they're just swimming in high current. That means hot wires, a bigger fire risk, and needing these super thick, really expensive copper cables just to handle it all. Now 48-volt systems, they run way cooler and more efficiently. But to be fair, they do have their own thing to watch out for: arc risk. That higher voltage makes it easier for electricity to jump through the air. And that is exactly why using the right, properly DC-rated breakers for 48 volts is completely non-negotiable.
So, to wrap it all up, the advantages of going with a 48-volt system are just crystal clear. Your wires run cooler, which means less energy is being thrown away. You get less voltage drop, especially over long cable runs, so more power actually gets where it needs to go. And all of this adds up to better efficiency and a much happier, more stable inverter.
So, what do you do with all this information? How do you actually apply it? Well, let's boil all this physics down into a couple of simple, easy-to-remember rules to help you make the right call.
All right, let's run through them. Rule number 1. If you're building something small, just powering a few lights and a fan in an RV or a shed, 12 volts is totally fine. The currents are low, it's easy. Rule number 2. If you're powering a home, especially with any inverter over about 1,000 watts, just go with 48 volts. It is absolutely the safer and more efficient path. Rule 3. Never, and I mean never, use AC breakers from the hardware store in your DC system. You have to use properly rated DC breakers for your voltage. And last but not least, Rule 4, loose connections equal resistance, and resistance equals heat. Always, always use a torque wrench and tighten your connections to the exact spec from the manufacturer.
Look, if you only take one single thing away from this entire explainer, please let it be this. Do not underestimate heat. It is the silent killer of efficiency and the biggest red flag for risk in any solar system. It's the physical proof of wasted energy.
Which brings us to our final question. We've talked about all the science and the safety, but what does this really mean for your bank account, for your investment in going solar?
And the answer really is simple. Every single watt of energy that turns into heat is a watt that you paid for, with your panels, your batteries, the whole shebang, but you never got to use it. It's power that should have been running your fridge, but instead it just warmed up a wire and disappeared. In the end, efficiency isn't just a nerdy engineering term, it's money. Plain and simple.